Alright guys, today on Louisiana Beer Reviews we're looking at Founder's Curmudgeon.
Yeah, Curmudgeon.
This is how this word is pronounced.
Yeah, Curmudgeon.
It's got some old dude on there. Not as badass beer as I got, but he's got a little slight one.
Yeah, he's an old Curmudgeon.
And this is Barrel Age series by Founders. It's an old one. It's bottled on January the 4th, 2016. So we're looking at 2.5 years on this. The reason why I let this sit for a while, because when I had it fresh, it was a little on the sweet side. I think they impart molasses into this.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting something along the lines of a barley strong ale. I'm hoping the sweetness calmed down on it.
Old ale brewed with molasses.
And there for a while, the Founders Company, they were putting out a lot of beers that were sweet. And so I would taste them and go, you know, that's not what I was looking forward to. I was looking for something that was more along, had beer quality to it. Something that was earthy, good, and tasted like beer, not something that tasted like sugar cane stuck inside of a bottle. So that's basically what molasses is. It's what's left over after they make sugar. Here in Louisiana, we know all about sugar canes growing all over the place.
Yeah.
So with that said, we're going to go ahead and open this one up and taste something that's been aging for 2.5 years.
It's got the date, guys. Bottled on January 4th.
This has been in my refrigerator ever since I bought it. Some of them just sit there and you look at it, it's like, yeah, it's a nice looking bottle. Alright, so.
It's a revisit for me, but I haven't had this.
It still had a little sound, there's a little smoke that came off of it. This was probably the right time to try it.
Yeah, because we were going to do something else, but we realized we had done it only last month.
That happens sometimes when you start mixing beers in and out.
It's happened to me, you know, more than a few times. Oh man, oh man.
Alright. So, like I said,
Let's put it over here.
I've had this before, and it was sweet, and I kind of backed off from the sweet beers. This is 9.8% alcohol with 50 IBUs.
How much head? Little off-white foam.
Yeah. And I poured them true and hard.
What's that?
You got a lot of sediment floating around in yours.
Oh,
I still got some floating around in mine too.
Incredible.
It looks like there's a lot.
What's that color? Copper?
Of yeast. Yeah. So there's a lot of yeast in this. On the nose, it smells like a barley to me. And that could be because it's been aged. It's got the color of a classic barley wine.
Smells kind of like one.
Yeah. So maybe this matured into a barley wine.
You know, Bigfoot is like 90 IBUs. So it's going to be a lot less bitter than Bigfoot.
Yes.
Only 50. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be a sweet confectionery sugar type thing.
I hope whatever yeast was left in the bottle ate up all that sugar.
I went to eat fried seafood today with potato salad, so this would be a good dessert.
Yeah, I'm smelling the sugar still. Okay, you can go ahead and give it a taste.
Yeah, the aroma is, I'm going to say about the aroma first. It's like dark malts with a little sugar, well, a fairly good amount of sugariness. And like some prunes or raisins. Okay, something like that.
It's got prunes, plum, and raisins, something you'd expect off of something in this style.
Oh,
the sugariness and sweetness has kind of mellowed out. Everything seems to marry like a good pot of red beans after 2 days in the fridge.
It is like a dessert beer.
It's real good. It's kind of got like a port appeal to it.
Yeah, I was about to talk about how it might taste like cream sherry. Some kind of dessert wine, port, sherry.
It's got that, you can taste the dead yeast in it. It's kind of pungently dead in the back. It's a slight bready note that doesn't wash down.
I think, could be wrong. I did a review of this years ago, And I think I brought up that it tasted like nougat. You know that filling in the Three Musketeers bar?
Yeah, well no. This is along the lines of that, was it that Fuller's beer we had?
Vintage ale.
The vintage ale. This is close to it.
Yeah.
I wonder if we aged it longer, what it would be like. What it would taste like, you know.
But didn't I bring up nougat with the Fuller's Vintage Ale? It's something
this is along the lines of that. It's
very candy-like.
Yeah, it's got a lot floating around in it.
I wouldn't recommend drinking too much of this.
I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's a lot of sediment, and it's not going down. It just seems to.
Oh yeah.
It just seems to hang out like I'm drinking Jello or something. You know. Remember when you were a kid? One of the mom's friends would make Jello and they'd take that can of mixed fruit and throw it in there.
Yeah, how would you
and yeah, and that's kind of like what this is reminiscent of. It is literally not going down at all. It's found its own little spot, and it says, "I'm just hanging out here."
Yeah, it's like suspended animation.
Like I'm drinking gravy or something.
It has a lot of crust, a lot of bread crust, and I mean really crusty.
That's got to be the yeast doing that.
Like Roman meal bread they used to make in the 70s. And my mama would make us eat that because she didn't want us to eat white bread.
Even though every chance you get as an adult, you eat white bread, huh? No, I do.
As a child, we were not allowed to have it. We always had to have brown bread, Roman meal. So I was like, well, that's what bread
We
is.
ate bunny bread all the time.
My mom would not allow that in the house. So
especially at grandma's. She'd send me to the store. Go get a loaf of that bunny bread. Get the plantation, not the small. We go get the plantation. Plantation actually means larger than bunny breads.
Right. So then I would go to my grandma's house in Baton Rouge, and they would always eat bunny bread with like butter on it, you know.
Oh yeah, that was the best. With your red beans.
And they might have used margarine, but anyway, it was, to me, I liked it more than the Roman meal. But now I appreciate Roman meal more. And then my grandmother in Metairie, she was like a real health food person, so if you went to eat her bread, it would be even more like
stone ground wheat.
Yeah, and as a child, I could barely stomach it, you know.
Yes, as we know now as adults, it causes what's called the wheat belly.
What?
If you eat too much wheat, it actually does not get out of your system and ferments.
Oh well.
That's why you eat salads. Anyway, we're getting off scale.
The mouthfeel is not really heavy. It's like medium mouthfeel.
It's mellowed out a lot. I remember when I tried it fresh, it was very sweet. That molasses is kind of gone away some. So I would say that it's probably, the alcohol content is probably raised in this.
I don't know about that, but it finishes medium wet dry.
As long as the sugar has yeast to eat, it will keep on producing alcohol.
But I don't think it's bottle conditioned, do you?
No, but you have a cap that has a seal, okay? It's not always perfect. It's not like a cork with something on top of it. This has a seal on it, and on the molecular schedule size, it's gonna really depend.
I just don't think it's gaining alcohol in the bottle. That's just my thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it gains alcohol. You're saying
this seal right here, guarantee you that the molecular structure of this is larger than CO2 bubbles.
No, I think that thing is sealed like the Declaration of Independence in that vault.
We'll talk off camera about that.
I like the prunes. I like the raisins.
And something dead's in there.
Now what would I score it? I think I know what I'm going to say.
Say it.
A. We didn't talk about wood though, did we?
No.
I just thought of that. It's not really woody. It has a little wood, not a whole lot.
Well, what kind of wood are we supposed to get off of this?
Oak, yes.
It says old ale. So this is an old ale, whatever an old ale means.
Yeah, that's a style.
Brewed with molasses and oak aged. So we don't know if oak means bourbon barrels. We don't know
if it was bourbon barrels, it seemed like they would say it, right?
Right.
I didn't pick up any bourbon.
No, I didn't either. So let me see, since I still have a little bit left, if I'm picking up any wood.
Yeah, you see, like corn whiskey, they age it in uncharred oak barrels.
I'll pick up a little wood.
It's probably uncharred barrels.
Yeah. Like if you chew on a toothpick wood. Yeah.
That's the kind of wood you get with Seagram's 7 Crown whiskey. It's like an uncharred wood. And I've talked about that with that. It's like a toothpick wood.
Yeah, I get that. Now, if they would just say that, then we wouldn't have a
big conversation.
We wouldn't have a big old controversy between what's called barrel aged and what's called bourbon barrel aged. Because the mind automatically goes to what's got to be bourbon barrel aged.
I think William Kepley's right when he says you can sometimes figure out what's going on by what they don't say.
So another thing I want to point out is that this beer is so old that it's got raised writing on it. I don't think you get that with a Founder's bottle anymore.
Oh, they don't have
I don't know. I'll have to check and see. I don't think you get the raised writing with it.
Embossed. They don't have the embossed.
I don't think you have that anymore with the Founders.
Yeah, they got bought out.
Great.
So maybe the new owners said we ain't paying for that extra fancy stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad.
Like when Suntory bought out Jim Beam, they said
this will be a bottle to keep. Then.
When Suntory bought out Jim Beam, they said all that charcoal mellowing, that's
just for you. Because I'm pretty sure they don't make the raised writing anymore.
We have to research that. Okay, so I'm saying A. You didn't give a score.
Oh, it's an A. Yeah, I'm on the higher end of A, not A plus, but on the higher end of A, and yeah, it's really good. It's a lot better. The sweetness is mellowed out, so the alcohol's going up too, as far as I'm concerned.
Do you like a most excellent beer that's not too expensive? This might be one for you, if it's still available. So, ladies et les bon temps relate, and we're going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to Jefferson Parish.